So Sherry, are we starting now? Hi Sherry.
Hi, yes, you can start now.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to this evening health sharing by the respectful Dr. Prabhu Kumar Raju. Dr. Prabhu is a renowned ENT and epigenetic specialist. He's also a consultant to hospitals and doctors, a contributor himself to many medical journals and magazines. He's a human biowebs analyst and also a member of world-renowned medical groups. So, such a busy medical professional like him would still spare some of his precious time to be with us, educating and providing us lots of valuable informations and knowledge, be it physical or mental health. So it's such a privilege we could have him weeks after weeks, isn't it? I hope every one of us would truly give him your 100% attention. Don't miss even a bit of his sharing. Tonight is his episode 66, and the title is The Frequency of Water. Studies and discussions in building understanding of the facts on water issues affecting people from all walks of life, men and women, children and adults, of all ethnicities and from all social economic backgrounds. Yet, water is the most important nutrient for every one of us. So before we begin, let's take these few minutes, click and share this evening Zoom. I think many of our friends still taking their time to come in. Let's inform our friends to come in as soon as possible. Don't miss this golden opportunity. Please get a pen and take notes, milk your mind so that there'll be no interruption. We have some audience also from other countries joining us too. There'll be a short Q&A sessions at the end. So without further ado, let's invite our speaker, Dr. Prabhu Kumar Raju. Good evening, Doctor.
Very good evening, Madam Lee.
Good evening.
Okay. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction, Madam Lee. Thank you.
Welcome, Doctor.
All right. So today, after a 1 week break, I think today once again we are back here. Things are beautiful. So I think everyone is busy in their own beautiful world of this tight schedules. In that, discussing our basic needs of life is something what Terahertz company is doing. And I think you, George and the team, Brian, everyone are doing their best of their abilities to, assist a lot of people. And I think it was 2 weeks ago for the Mother's Day celebration when we went, there are a lot of souls sharing their experience after drinking the water. Yes, water is one of the very, very important source for our existence. This, I think, many times we have repeatedly told that it is very, very important. In spite of all this, we still not taking sufficient amount of water and assisting our body to do its job. So in that way, dehydration plays a very, very important role in many, many diseases and many situations. And one of them is headache. Headache is a very, very common problem most of us are facing, but the reason is just less of water, nothing else. Now, less of water, I mean, not only the water, but the contents of the water also plays a very, very important role. So the minerals in it, there are around almost 70 to 80 minerals and trace elements, which are all small requirement for our body, but plays a very, very important role in a lot of intricate mechanism in the creation. So saying that, I think what we are going to do today is, I was just thinking what topic to speak, and then finally I just said, okay, frequency of water. But this has been tickling my brain. What am I going to talk about? The frequency. Okay, very simple is, it is a rate per second of a vibration constituting a wave, and either in a material as in sound waves or in a electromagnetic field as in a radio waves. And this is where we are talking about terahertz. It's one of the kind of radio waves which we are using in the technology to resonate the water. So here what is happening is, it is a frequency. The only good news is that it is a low frequency compared to the X-ray machines or the MRI machines or the microwave. When you look at all these are all coming under the high frequency ones. That's why today the electromagnetic fields, we call it as EMF. It affects a lot of people in terms of radiation. Now, many people think that only when you get a cancer, then you go for a treatment, and these are the only people exposed to radiation. But in reality, every person living under the sun, living in an industrialized nation, a developing nation, wherein there's a lot of industry, there is a lot of cars on the road, there is definitely a lot of pollution. Now, when there is pollution out there in the air, that means the sun rays cannot come directly onto our skin. It has to penetrate through this atmosphere of pollution and then only penetrate onto our skin. So what's happening is, without our knowledge, we all are exposed to radiation. Now, when you look at radiation, definitely there is a problem where we all would be facing is, it's just like killing the cancer cells, even the normal cells will be killed. So in that way, in our body, when we are exposed to these kind of radiation, definitely our cells die, cells will mutate, and cells will start dysfunctioning. Now, in that way, the good news for all of us is we are using a terahertz resonator, which is much, much safer to be used on water to resonate it or any other liquid. And then the benefits are multifold. Now, just to give you a beautiful picture of what we are talking is, the frequency is very, very important for every one of us. In reality, if you see, we are vibrating. In fact, Madam Lee and other people who are all here, we are all vibrating at a particular frequency. Now, there is a situation where whenever we see another person, we feel very comfortable, we feel very nice, even though we don't talk to the person, because the frequency of that person and your frequency will match. So in that way, if you look at the frequency, any liquid, when it is exposed to a particular frequency, will start vibrating. It is a natural mechanism of this nature. So when you talk about vibration, then automatically if it is vibrating at a frequency, and when we consume that liquid, it does affect our body cells. What I mean by it affects our body cells means our body cell will respond to that frequency. In fact, the terahertz frequency is called a live frequency. It's called a life force frequency because it matches with our frequency and the universal frequency. If you look at the universe or this Mother Earth, there is something called Schumann's frequency, which is 7.83. Now, when you look at the universe above, there is something called the ozone layer. Now, definitely at this layer, if you see, the frequency of that layer is around 7.83. Now, there is a lot of protective mechanism when we are talking about that 7.83 frequency. So it does protect us from the radiation of the sun directly. Now, when your body cells are taking this particular liquid called the water, after resonating it, and when you consume it, what happens? It in turn helps to assist the bodily functions. Now, naturally, your body needs to function at a particular frequency, right? Now, not only we are looking at the food we eat and the water, our mindset, all plays a very, very important. Even your thinking also is one of the frequency you're emitting. If you're in an angry mode, automatically your frequency, what you're emitting also will be the same, very grumpy type of frequency. You would actually recognize any human being who is damn angry. The moment you see him, you can ask him, hey, why are you dull, or why are you okay? So this is basically, we are able to recognize that. Now, can you see this particular water molecule? There's a video here. Just observe this, what's happening to the water. It's coming out of a pipe down there and flowing down. It's supposed to flow straight, but this particular water, there is a mechanism there. Can you see there? You can turn the volume and increase and decrease the volume of the sound. And that is a particular frequency. They are exposing the water behind a speaker. Now what's happening is, automatically when the water is being exposed, there is a, can you see that it goes automatically in a zigzag? Actually it is supposed to fall straight, but the moment water is exposed to a particular frequency, it changes the way and it starts resonating, and then automatically there are different shapes it forms, and then it comes out of the particular water tube. Now the good news for all of us is, we have the terahertz frequency of 0.96. It's an average frequency. What our instrument is exposed is from 0.6 to 1.4 is the frequency variation. When you aggregately take the frequency of the resonator of our device, the average is 0.96. Now 0.96 is the frequency of the terahertz resonator. Now what happens? Definitely it has some effects on the structure of the water at the micro level. Please note, it is micro level. That means you cannot see it. Now many of us cannot see anything at the macro level. That means you just see a resonated water, you will not be able to even say whether it's a resonated water or not. Now worse come worse, when you ask a person to drink this particular resonated water, what can happen? The person may feel very soft, and it's something, the taste will be very sweet. These are the two things probably the person will tell you. Now this is after tasting only they will be able to tell you, but when they see the water, they won't find any changes in it, because it's at the macro level. Now we human beings, that's how when you look at the human beings, we miss many things in life. We are trained to see first, hear first, feel first. All this has been trained and we are tuned to that. We are conditioned in our mind. Unless we see with our own eyes, definitely we don't agree upon, because we want to feel it. But when you look at the animals are far better in that way, because they can sense many things very, very easily. Now just imagine an animal can feel where there is a water, and it will go towards that particular area where there is water and then drink the water. Whereas for we human beings, if we also, like those days, most of the civilization were near the riverbed. That means near the river or near the water. Wherever the water was there, they were all staying nearby the river. But as they were growing, as the cities, as the villages were expanding and growing bigger and bigger, probably they felt that how to go walk all the way to the river to bring the water. Then they started digging the wells. This is how well concept of well came into the human existence, and then we started digging well, and then the water started oozing out from the earth, and then we started drinking that water. So in those days, if you see, most of the villages had well near the whatever the settlement of the human beings, so that every village will have 2-3 wells, so that everybody has to go down, pick the water, come bring it back, and these were the two vessels they used to use those days, and even copper they used to use. Now, these situation was much different, because even though, for example, if you're using a copper vessel or even a brass vessel, the water which we pick up from a well had all the beautiful properties of small molecule, and they had all the minerals in it. So when you consume the well water, automatically it was very good for your health. That's how all our ancestors, they were very healthy. And then the second thing is, they never had much of hatredness, much of jealous. They were all like a one family living in the village. So most of the time what happens is, your mindset was also very contented. They didn't have mobile phones, they didn't have cars, and they never used to fly from by aeroplane to another place. Hardly they used to travel is from one village to another village, probably by a bullock cart, or probably if they were rich enough, they were probably traveling by horses. Now, during those times, I think definitely most of the people were very, very happy. Unless when the evolution of the human being started, they started attacking the people, going on from one country to another country, from one village to another village, attacking them, and then, taking their wealth, taking their money. Now, this greed came into existence, and then we started becoming more greedier. And then, of course, when someone is going to come and steal something, what happened? We all started saving it. We were locking the houses. Like imagine those days, why they never used to lock the homes also, because what kind of precious things they would have had? Worst come worst, a little bit of gold they would have had. Other than that, they didn't have much. So they were much. They didn't have a 65 inches or 80 inches television in the house. They didn't have a telephone. They didn't have a car. So in that way, they were all not even bothered. Life was very beautiful. But today, we all are in much more advanced with the technology. And then of course here if you see the terahertz technology is down there for resonating the water, which is another very easy thing for all of us. Now there's something which we all definitely should agree upon is we human beings are the only one, we go on complaining, and then we have lost our ability to feel the nature. Now what's happening is most of us are tuned in such a way that the conditioning of our mind, we always jump into conclusion very fast. We listen to the gossips and believe it's true. We trust the Google University too much. The moment you see on the Google, everything is, we think it's all correct. And even in spite of knowing that you should basically have a gut feeling, and then you should discuss with the right people so that you know what you're asking for, and they also should have the knowledge for them to give the information to you. And then of course we believe in the hearsay of the people. Now there are many things, of course, we do hearsay about why go very far. It's the COVID. Basically for the past 2 years we have been totally tied up. There were a lot of traumas, there were a lot of challenges, there were a lot of financial losses, losing jobs, all these was there. Now, what happened after 2 years? Once everything started opening, today you see nobody is wearing a mask, nobody is bothered about anything, and even people are not even looking at your My Jatra here. You can just walk into any shop; it's still okay. Last time, at least, you used to scan and then we used to walk. What is happening is things have been changing, and there is a lot of fear has been imbibed into the people's mind. But today people are moving out. They said, come on, we have to do something, because at the end of the day we all need to work, earn our money, and then we have to eat our own food by earning the money. So in that way, at least now things are a little relaxed. But still, can you see a lot of information coming? I think the latest one, if you see, there is something called monkeypox. I think things are that they have already released it out, and they are telling, oh, monkeypox is like this, monkeypox is like that, and it is already into UK, it is from Africa. So what's happening? Now, automatically, if you see, around 50 to 60% of the people, when they read this, they automatically get the fear that after COVID, what next? There is something else. But we human beings, whether you like it or not, we all will go through these challenges, because there's a lot of things we have spoiled, we have damaged the nature. So when you damage the nature, there is something wrong happening outside. Definitely there are situations where you cannot prevent it, but it will come in. Now when you live in a world like today what we are living on, definitely we will be forced to follow certain rules. We will be asked to do certain rules, because we are no way better than slaves. Actually we are a modern slaves. You have to follow. You, when they say you follow, you have to follow. You cannot overrule and then start doing your own things, because the moment they start finding you, they will fine you. Just imagine not wearing a mask. Last time they were charging you 1,000 ringgits, but today what's happening? They are just waiting for another thing. So in that way, we human beings have to have our own common sense and have our own intelligence of understanding what are we doing, what do we do. Now we have to see if whatever, many times the belief system plays a very important role. Of course we trust our friends, we trust our relations, and we trust a lot of beautiful souls out there who are in the process of giving you all the information. But in spite of that, things can go a little bit wrong, because they would have given you a lot of extra confidence level with you, telling that when you drink this water, this can happen, that can happen, all this. So that is where our expectation also goes very high. And then when it doesn't happen, we feel really very sad, and then we start complaining, yeah, I've been drinking this water for 6 months and nothing is happening. There are a lot of people out there, complaining about the water, because after drinking they didn't find a relief. Now the question is, what have you done for your body all the while, for your body to function the way you want? Nobody would have even thought of it. But we should look into, what did you do all the while? Just for example, you are a smoker, you've been smoking for a very long time, and suddenly you're drinking terrace water, and what do you expect from terrace water? Immediately your body has to respond and say, okay, fine, I'm going to clear all the problems what you have inside your body, and then make you feel better just by drinking this water. Is it? If that is so easy, I think investing 4,800 and then just buying the instrument, all our diseases should go away from us, isn't it? Then what will happen? All the hospitals, all the government hospitals, private, they all shut down. Then just open up a terahertz dispensing machine, and we just go and drink the water, and we all should be healthy, right? It doesn't work that way. We all should understand that our body is what we have made it as of today. If you have taken care of your body, the body knows what to do. The body will do what it is supposed to do when you give this water. It knows. Now, there might be some time that you drink the water, you don't see any changes in it. It's still okay, but definitely inside your body, there will be some beautiful changes happening, which you may not notice it because it is at the micro level. Now, your macro is basically is a bigger version, which many of us are tuned to macro level, not the micro level. So give an option for your body to understand that whenever you're drinking, there is definitely some time taken for the body to do its healing, do its readjustment, and try to help you to bring down, if at all, if you are drinking the water in terms of probably looking at a disease being cured. Yes, you can look forward for it, but how much of effort are you putting? What kind of nutrition are you taking? What are the other ways you are supporting your body? You need to look into other angles as well. The moment you look into the other angles as well, and then when you consume the water, definitely there will be a lot of good benefits. Now the question to all of you is, how many of you feel the water while drinking? How many of you enjoy when you sip the water, especially when you're drinking the water, because it's so soft and supple that when you drink it, you don't even feel that it is going inside. Now what you can do is, there are few experiments which you can do is, now when you drink a normal water, that means it's not the terrace resonated water, you drink the full water and maybe a glass of water, and you start jumping. Now when you start jumping, you will feel that the water inside your stomach, when you jump, you will feel as though the water is also gobbling inside that stomach up and down. But the same thing, when you drink the terahertz water and you try doing it, within seconds, all the water would have been absorbed because of the molecular structure, which is very, very small. So you will automatically get absorbed and you won't feel that. That's where a lot of good benefits are there when you're drinking the water. So you should feel the water, very, very important. Number two, how many of you are saying thanks to the water while using it or consuming it? Using it means, what I mean by using it is, especially when you're taking a shower, how many of you all will say, thank you so much for this beautiful benefit that you're able to clean your body with the water? And it is a luxury if you're having sufficient amount of water for your shower to bathe yourself. There are so many people who can't even take weekly once bathing. There are so many countries where people don't have because the water itself is less. So what will happen? They will be using the water only for drinking purposes only. And worst come worst, maybe weekly one, they will just have a little shower. Just imagine your position. At least here in this country, we don't have all this problem wherein there is a lack of water. But definitely we all will face in the future difficulty in getting the water, because as the population is expanding, imagine ourselves, before COVID, our population was around 7.4 billion. Now it's 7.8 billion. In 2 years time, how many people have increased? Almost 400,000 of people, and then from 7.4 to 7.8 billion, it's just exponentially we are blasting out. So what's happening? Definitely everybody needs water, definitely they need food, definitely they need the air. All these they need. Now where will they go? Air, at least it is freely available, definitely you can. But many of us would have faced a situation during the COVID time. There was less of oxygen in the hospitals. We did face that situation. Now what happened? We had to buy the oxygen concentrator, then keep it at home, because the air outside is definitely not enough for our lungs, because our lungs was totally screwed up. So now what you need to do is you should enjoy everything you do with water. Now, how many of you enjoy being in water? Maybe you're going for a swimming, or maybe you go for a near the waterfall. How many of you? And how many of you are enjoying the serenity of water? How many of you, when you go down to a lake or probably the seaside, and you observe the water, it's so beautiful. We all, we just calm ourselves. The mind gets totally serene, and it's calm when we are near the water. Why is that? Because nature's gift is water makes you to calm down when you are there. Now just imagine the same water, when you consume it, it should have some good benefits, isn't it? So in fact, when you drink water, you should not get angry. You should not get angry. Why? Because when you consume a nature's water, you should feel calm in yourself. But what is happening is, we human beings are so much tuned to the way we live, with all the irritation, with all the backing up of our whole self, with unsatisfied situations of life, and a lot of lacking. The problem most of the human beings is, we feel we are lacking this, we are lacking that, we are lacking this. This is where we are just circling like a we are just going around the bush in the same area. So what's happening is, we don't want to open up ourselves and then move and accept what we have is something very beautiful. Now today, as you are all here, if you are a gifted person and you have a terahertz device with your in your capacity to buy it and use the terahertz device, that means you're a very lucky person. Because terahertz device, out of the 30 million population in Malaysia, how many people are having? Maybe around 25 to 30,000. The remaining, no. So that means it's a blessing. So how many of you feel that getting the device itself is a blessing? Now added to that, if you can resonate the water and then you're drinking that water, is another beautiful blessing. Now imagine you are not able to buy the machine, but if someone is coming and giving you the resonated water and you are drinking that water, how much of gratitude you can have to that particular person when they are coming and giving it. I think there are a lot of beautiful souls down there giving free water. And then of course you can use the water free, and then drink the water and see what is the benefit. Definitely there will be a lot of. Now the best way for you to get the benefit out of the terahertz water, feel gratitude. Very, very important. The moment you are having gratitude towards the water, you will see amazing changes in your body. Whatever disease you have, you will be able to overcome. But don't tell me you're having diabetes for 20 years, 30 years, you're having heart issues for 15 years, you're having blood pressure for a very long time. Don't expect the water to come inside your body immediately. Do that. Maybe it might require the same number of years who you have abused. So the same number of years it will take for you to heal as well. So you need to understand that the body will take a lot of time, give itself. It's your body one. So you have to understand the body first and be in the situation of gratitude. Gratitude plays a very, very important role in healing towards any diseases, or making yourself very comfortable. Accept the truth, this is what is a thing, and then start working on it, because the water goes inside, it knows what to do, and the water will do its job provided you feel gratitude. But if you feel that, hey, after drinking nothing is happening and nothing is happening, of course when you go on uttering these words and nothing is happening, the water will also think from inside. It will think, hey, I'm trying to do something for you, you have abused your body all the while, and I'm trying to do something, and you don't even feel that I'm doing something, just because you don't realize it. So the water will say, okay la, I don't need to do anything, and it will stop responding to your whatever thought patterns. So what will happen? Of course you won't feel any benefit. So this is where you need to understand that it's not just water alone. Even the food what you eat, you need to feel gratitude for the food. The divine has given you the provision of all the grains on this planet Earth. You don't have to take a rocket and go to the Mars or the moon and bring the food and then eat it, right? On this planet Earth, we have everything. Now just imagine even a rice grain, what you're eating has a value for it. One rice grain has a value for it because there are thousands of people who are working behind you to bring that one rice grain to you on your plate. Right from the farmer, from the sowing the seed to growing it to taking it out, then repacking and then bringing it to the from one country to another country, and then from there to the storehouse to the shops where it is to be sold, and then from there you have to bring it down home. So like that, there is a chain of human beings who are all involved. Now, how many of you understand that one rice grain has to be valued, and you should feel the gratitude? Wow, today I'm having one grain of rice for me, for the energy. When you consume that one rice or the whatever the rice you're eating, it gives you energy, right? Ultimately, the food will change everything to the energy, and then of course you're able to do all the work. But today, what is happening? If you're having diabetes, the doctor will tell you don't eat rice because it has contained a lot of starch. But those days they were eating rice, but did they get diabetes? No, it is not because of the rice directly. There are a lot of other factors which plays a important role. Now those days what they used to do, they used to put water, the rice, boil it nicely and take out the water, and the cooked rice was left separately, and that was they used to consume. That means they were removing the starch. But today, for you to make things worse, what they did, they made a automatically a cooker. The rice cooker, what do you do? Put 4 glasses of water, 2 cups of rice, and then you boil it. And once it's over, it'll automatically off. Now, what happens? The starch is still there inside. You're consuming that rice. So when you're consuming that kind of rice, the starch is the one which creates a insulin resistance in your body. And over a period of time, your insulin doesn't work for you, then automatically your diabetes will be not under control. This is a very, very simple situation. So like that, there are a lot of things in our life we need to have gratitude. So water, if you can have that feeling of gratitude and be thankful for it, you will see amazing healing process, and you will definitely be able to move forward and live on this planet Earth much more beautifully. Coming back to the terahertz, it is between the microwave and the infrared. Now what our company, our terahertz company did is they brought this machine, and of course they did a lot of research. Now just imagine, do you think a company can just manufacture one unit and then come and sell everything on the road? Is it? Cannot, isn't it? You know how much of research they would have done to bring that particular the whatever the resonator, the light inside, the amount of current it requires, and they would have resonated the water and see what is the effect of it. All this for the past 3 to 5 years, they would have done all the research, and finally they brought out a model for you and me. We are just paying money and then buying the product, and then we are using it. Very simple, isn't it? But just imagine yourself, if you are the owner of this particular terahertz company and you have to go through all the required testing, get all the certification and get all the approvals and pump in money. It's not easy, isn't it? You need to pump in money for manufacturing these kind of products, because this is the first time in the world they are manufacturing and then bringing out to the usage for the human beings. Now, so much of thing is there behind the scene. But for us, what we happen, the moment we get the device, we either we say this works or it doesn't work, and then we start comparing with other devices, which is all available in the market. The moment you start comparing, what will happen is definitely there will be a lot of discrepancies available in the market. But ultimately, what happens is it's you who have to decide: do you need to drink this terahertz water? Yes or no? If it is yes, okay, fine, go inside. See what are the benefits, what are the goodness about this particular water. Drink, then you start drinking it. But once you start drinking it, allow your body also to understand your situation, and then start helping you to change the situation for your betterment. Now, most of the time we all should understand that what are the types of water which is available in our vicinity. Is number one, of course, is the tap water. In Malaysia, it's totally undrinkable and it is totally polluted most of the time. In fact, if you see the way water what we are all getting is a brown color, it's something like a tetare. That will be the color unless you have a good water filtration system and then you consume it. definitely you are drinking the heavy metals, and then definitely you will have kidney problem. So many of you, whether you understand or not, please do not drink the water, even though it may look clean. Do not boil and drink the water directly from the tap. Please invest a little bit of money to get at least a very, very basic filtration system. That is where when you buy a terahertz unit, they give you a water filtration system so that you don't need to run around looking for a filtered water. That particular filtration system is very good enough for you to get a filtered water, and then you can of course resonate it and drink it. Then there are other waters available, is your spring water, your well water, the oasis, which happens all naturally. Then we used to have ionized water. Then we have the river water. Then we have distilled water. Then we have reverse osmosis water. Now the latest craze among the people is the hydrogen water. Then we have the structured water, wherein it's called the Schumann's energy water, the Emret technology, and we do have the terahertz technology of water. There is something which I wish to share down here is when there was something called the ionized water. Now, in an ionized water, if your pH is probably 9.5 to 10 pH, what will happen is the concentration of hydrogen molecules in that particular water of high pH will be more. So when you consume that water immediately, now if you see the ionizers which has been in the market, what they used to tell is within 1 hour you need to drink the water as soon as you prepare it. But when you drink a freshly prepared water from an ionizer with the pH of 9.5, and when you drink it immediately, the benefits are much, much better. But if you're going to put it in a water bottle container and then after that you want to drink, definitely the pH will automatically reduce, and then the ORP. See, when your pH is high, like for example, it's around 9.5, 10, definitely your pH is high, number one. Number two, the ORP also will be slightly on the higher side. It will be around 200 to 250 to 300 or 400. But imagine if your pH goes up to 11.5 or 12.5, now what happens? Automatically, your pH is high, your ORP also will be minus 500 or 600. And the ORP can go up to minus 1000. Now, when you look at people, trials have been done wherein they have treated cancer with minus 1000 ORP. That means your pH should be nothing less than 13 to 13.5 or 14, your pH. This can be done only through an ionizer. It can be done through only an ionizer. Now, what is happening is that means the concentration of hydrogen also will be very, very high. So as we started changing the way the ionization, today there is a machine available. They are using hydrogen water. Definitely hydrogen machines are available. Now, of course, they also still use a current, isn't it? Electricity to produce the hydrogen. Now, another disadvantages here is you are drinking hydrogen water, right? Can you hold a glass of hydrogen water, leave it there for 1 or 2 hours, and then you drink and see? Definitely the hydrogen concentration will not be there in the water. Now what happens? Automatically you need to drink fresh water. This is very, very important. Now when you look at the structured water, definitely there are a lot of good advantages, because once your structured water is created, it will stay for some time. Now in that way, Emret water also for 30 minutes to 1 hour or maximum 3 hours, Emret water, it's because they use a magnetic resonance technology. But when you look at the terahertz resonated water, definitely it can be kept a little longer. Now, if you look at the longest we have tried is almost 1 year, but still I would say, why do you want to wait for 1 year to drink terahertz water? You don't need to, but maximum of 1.5 months, no problem at all, because I have tried all the experiments by resonating and then keeping it for a minimum period of 6 weeks. The water is very, very stable. It's good. Now, there is another condition which you all need to understand is, please do store terahertz water in a good food grade containers. Please, very, very important. It should be a food grade containers. And that is when you can store it for a little longer period. Now, maybe if you want to, even if you want to give it to your friends, you want to resonate the water and you want to give. Of course, for easy purposes, we all just go to a 99 market, just buy one spring water, and then we resonate and we give because they are going to consume very fast. Yes, it's good. But if there is a probable chances for you all to buy a food grade container in a long run, definitely this will have a lot of good advantage for you, because when you store the water and then when you give it to your person whom you feel they need to improve in their health, it will have a lot of good advantages. And resonating for a minimum of 2 to 3 times is always better. When you look at the stability of the water is much better when you resonate it 2 to 3 times. The advantage is there for a terahertz technology. Now, when you look at the pH doesn't matter here, because whatever pH you are going to use, if you are going to use a 8.5 pH is good enough for our natural drinking. Because when you look at the human body, our body functions at around 7.4. Our pH of the blood is around 7.4. Now, whatever you're drinking with 10, 20 or any pH you drink, once again, our body will convert it and bring it down to its 7.4. That is the mechanism our body is manufactured for. So here you need to understand that we don't need a very high pH. So you can actually resonate a water of around 8.5 to 9 pH is good enough, because and it can be stored as well, because the pH will be the pH will be the same. Now, here what can happen is, if at all if you're storing our terahertz resonated water, you may notice that after a day or two, the pH can increase a little bit. That means if it's 8.5, it may increase to 8.7 or 8.8. It can increase. You should try all these experiments and see what is the benefit you get. Now, what is an ideal drinking water? It should be potable. That means you should be able to drink it. The pH is between 7.5 to 8 is good enough. Now, total dissolved solvent is between plus, I'm talking about plus 50 to 200, no issues. And of course, WHO will agree, you can go up to 500, but I would say no. Maximum of TDS should be around 200 is very good. And if you're looking at the ORP is minus up to 200 is definitely good enough. But other than that, why we are looking at the ORP is because ORP is called the oxidation reduction potential. Now, when you are talking about oxidation reduction potential, that means it will give our body one molecule of oxygen for it to when there is a free radical damage, there will be less oxygen molecules. So what happens when you give this ORP related water, the ORP with our antioxidants, the ORP higher, the better for the body, because it can use that particular oxygen molecule so that to heal itself. This is where antioxidants also play a very important role in our diet. That's why when you look at a lot of vitamins and minerals available in the market are related with the berries, then your mangosteen, like that. There are a lot of products available wherein they are all pushing your body with a lot of antioxidant. Now, latest, if you see, people are promoting a lot of astaxanthin, which is also a very good antioxidant. And that's where when they consume this, whether you're a diabetic or any other diseases, you feel much better. Then your water must be very clean, free from bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Very important. Now, should not contain any heavy metal, toxic metals, or chemicals and pesticides inside your water. So, if your filtration system can give you all this basic one, it's fantastic. Good enough for you to drink the water. Now, just drinking this ideal drinking water, is it good enough? Yeah, it may be good enough, because when you look at the normal drinking water, your molecular frequency of the water will be somewhere between 80 to 100. Now, 80 to 100 is a slightly a bigger molecule. Definitely your cells will not be able to absorb this water, because today if you see in the market, there are a lot of filtration system. In fact, they give it to you free and say you just pay us monthly 50 ringgits or 100 ringgits, and after 5 years you own the water filtration system. Yes, it's a very good move by these companies, because they want to help the people with a filtered water facility, which is much more cheaper. Imagine just paying 50 ringgits or 100 ringgits per month for getting a clean filtered water. Definitely it's good. Now, when the molecular structure, if you say, I said around 80 to 100, it's still okay. You're drinking some good water. Fantastic. But if there is an option for you to resonate the water. Why not? Please resonate the water and you drink. It will be a good advantage because the molecular structure automatically, even if it is 80 or 100, will reduce to 7.6 is our terahertz resonated frequency. Now, here what is happening is this device is of course our company manufactured, and then right now the third generation is what we are saying, but we are coming out with the fourth generation, which is much more easier to carry. But of course, you should understand that this is not a medical device and cannot be used for treating diseases. Very, very important. So if anybody is giving you water and telling diabetes can be cured, blood pressure, sorry, you cannot claim anything, especially when it comes up to diseases, you cannot claim. Please don't do it because it is not a medical device, and definitely it is not advisable for people to also buy the instrument and then start thinking that their diabetes will go down or blood pressure will go down or their disease. But what I can assure you is when you are going to drink this water, definitely your body is in a situation where it can heal itself. It can do the job of reversing a situation where it was really problematic, and then it can bring it down. So the symptoms may be a little less, maybe your sugar level can be under specific control. Maybe given an opportunity, you can become more healthier. This is what we have to look at. So here we have an advantage. And there is another good thing you need to understand is whenever you're giving this unit to someone else and recommending them, please tell them it is not a water filter. It is not a filter. It is a resonator. Then it is not an ionizer as well. It is only a terahertz resonating device. This is what you need to let know people. Now what is happening is it's a resonating device, and the technology they use is the terahertz technology. Okay. Now what happens, as you see the photograph here, the moment you expose the liquid, automatically it resonates, and then the frequency is created onto the water. And what do we frequency we get? It is a low frequency wave. Terahertz wave is a low frequency, so it's much safer. And then of course the average of our terahertz waves, which is 0.96 terahertz. This is what is a frequency emitted from our device. Now what happens when the device resonates? I told you in the beginning, there is a change in the frequency of our water, right? Now the frequency of our water has been told that it is around 7.6 hertz. Now this is a very small molecule, and there is one beautiful information you need to understand is if any water has got a capacity of around 60 hertz and below, your body will be able to easily absorb it much easily. But when you're giving the water with 7.6 hertz, you need to understand that the body of course will love to to pick up this water because it's very small, and then the frequency is so beautiful that it just blends with your body, and then it will start going inside. Now you all need to understand that whenever you are buying a product or buying a device or buying any, you should ask the people, hey, what is the frequency of the water you are giving us? For example, there is a probably a company which is selling you the filtered water, right? Now you should ask them, hey, come on, tell me what is the frequency of this water. But frankly telling you, nobody will ever tell you what is the frequency of the water they are giving you. They will say it is a filtered water, it is a clean water. Yes, you can drink it. Of course, you can drink it. There's nothing wrong in it. But here the advantage is if you understand that the frequency of the water, if it is below 60, it's good for you. But if you're getting a company which is selling you a device and then the frequency is around 8 or 9 or 10, or even now the latest, if you see 7.6 is the lowest, right? That's what we are thinking. But there are devices which are producing in the market which is 6.5 and lesser than 6.5. I think they are going to come with 5.5 hertz frequency of water. It will be the future. Slowly people are advancing towards much smaller. So of course the absorption of that particular water will be much better. And here I have clearly shown you all the beautiful benefits of drinking this water. You can number it down, it's almost 12. It's an antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant, anti-radiation, low viscosity of -680. Now imagine if your terahertz frequency is around 7.6 and then you're getting -680. Now just imagine yourself, if you're going to, in the future, we are going to get another probable your frequency of the water is 5.5. Just imagine 5.5 hertz of water frequency. Yeah? What will be the viscosity? It will be around minus 800 or even 900. Much slippery. And just like our engine oils, what we all use, a fully synthetic oil, which is much slippery and the engine is much smoother. These are all technology. So when you're talking about technology, definitely in the future, we may get and in our own company also will start producing a much more lower frequency water in the future. And then of course the angulation of the water, you can see the water molecule angulation between 106 to 109 is live water. This is very important for you to understand that it is a live water. When you drink that particular water, definitely your body is very happy to absorb it. And our terahertz, the water molecular size is 2 nanometers, very small. So absorption is 3 times more. Hence, your automatically a basal metabolic rate also increases. Now, other good news is your arrangement of the water molecule is straight. So automatically it penetrates much easily, and then better hydration is available. Then my favorite thing is energy. When I check with my dowsing rod, the energy is almost 15 plus. So that's very good vibration. That means it's vibrating at a very good frequency. So when you drink this kind of high vibration water, definitely there is a lot of goodness in it. But we do face, I have seen people, totally negative, totally toxic minded kind of people. Yes, there are there in this planet Earth. Now you give them the best of anything under the sun also, they will still start complaining, this is not good, that is not good. But because their mindset is something always looking for fault. Now, when you look at these kind of people, you give him anything best also, nothing is going to change. So when they drink this water also, the water molecule will change back to its negativity. Because ultimately, when you're drinking water, this is where I said, told you in the beginning of the presentation, I was telling you, you should have a lot of gratitude. So when you have a lot of gratitude, automatically your vibration also changes. So such of those who are all recommending the water to anybody, we do not know what is their mindset. So the secret is, whenever you're giving the water, you please tell them, I love myself. They should love themselves first. And then, holding the glass of water, they should say, I love myself at least 9 times, and then drink the water and say a lot of thanks to the water and then drink it up. So when they do these kind of little things over a period of time, they also, with whatever unfavorable mindset, or you can call it as a negative mindset, they should be able to come out and then start seeing some changes. Because it's I think it is because of the ignorance that these beautiful souls have started living in a totally a negative type of lifestyle with toxic situation, wherein they start looking at everything negative. But we need to help these kind of beautiful souls. It's our responsibility also that we need to help them by giving them the little clues that have gratitude. Let them, if possible, let them write down, thank you water for coming to me. If at all, if you are given the water to them, ask them to write down, say thank you, say love you to the water. So when they start doing all these little secrets, automatically their vibration also will increase. Now, the good news, the other benefit is you can boil this water. Now, there is one thing, when you are using a hydrogen water or a ionized water, you cannot boil it. The moment you boil it, everything goes back to the original. There's nothing much you can do. Whereas here with the terahertz resonation, what happens, the stability of the molecules are still there and it has got a longer shelf life. And of course, when you look at it helps your DNA to rectify the wrong epigenetic expression. This is something very deep inside. And for you all, it may look something like out of the movies, that how can it go and change the DNA. But a lot of research has been done in the past with the 7.83 frequency of the water, and then they have found that the gene expression has been changed. So definitely this also will have a lot of good benefits in terms of the gene expression. So you should become healthier, and you will become more healthier when you're drinking the water. But out of the blues, 1 in 1,000 people, they may not have the benefit of getting the goodness of this water, maybe. But we can't go on changing that one particular person, because we do not know how their body DNA makeup is. So in that way, it's still okay, but majority will get the benefit. So what are the main benefits? It's easy absorption, better removal of toxic waste materials from our body, better hydration, then better absorption of nutrients. So better healthy cells, better function of the cell, and better disease control, and illness to wellness will start automatically moving forward. So you should have a lot of gratitude towards yourself, towards whatever you have on this day-to-day basis. Definitely when you are in illness you will go to wellness. It is an automatic phenomena, and your body is manufactured to change according to your gratitude. The more gratitude, the more benefit for you. The more thankful you are, the more benefit for you. The more lovable person you are, the more benefit for you. So these are all the simple things, like Buddha or Jesus or any, all these beautiful masters came down to this earth. But finally, what did they teach you? And they have told you to be simple, and all these basic qualities they have told you. But why is that we human beings cannot even look into all these simple things and start functioning from that particular point of view of gratitude and sending a lot of love vibration to the universe and to the fellow beings? Now, advantages of this terrace water: can be boiled, it can be put under pressure. Now, people drinking the water when they go through X-rays, definitely they are protected. It can be kept in glass containers for more than 6 weeks to 12 months. Certification, of course, we Singapore, we picked up the certification. But the best would be is to keep it in a glass container or a mud pot or a ceramic or a food grade containers, and it does not change the pH of water. Please note down now, because a lot of people are asking, will it change the pH of water? What pH are you talking? If you're talking about ionized water, yes, pH plays a very, very important, because ionizer has to create a high pH. That's the reason the ionizer were made. But when you want a higher pH, then you have to use a ionizer. Definitely you will get a higher pH. So in that way, you cannot compare your ionizer to a terahertz device. And of course, when you're looking, don't do it, is do not, of course, it has been told that you're not supposed to be placed in a metal container. But what I would say is, see, keeping in a metal container like a copper vessel may be good enough for few hours, is still okay. And maybe long hours, I would say, do not. And you cannot expose this water to the sunlight and with plastic containers. And as far as possible, I would request every one of you, please make it fresh and drink it. What I do is I prepare it in the morning every day, and then I use it, and the next day once again I use it, prepare it and keep. So this prevents the hassle of keeping it for a long time, and your body gets it fresh. Anything fresh is always better, isn't it? Fresh vegetables to fresh whatever you want. If it's fresh, you feel nice. And Terahertz container, if it is more than any container more than 1 feet taller, when you place it on the container, if it is more than 1 feet, your penetration of the terahertz waves will be less. And if it's in a broader container also, the resonating capacity will be very less. That's the reason the company has given you a jug. So you need to use the jug to resonate it and then transfer the water into a container, whichever you are going to fill and give it to the people. And of course, the other thing, as I was talking to you about the micro level changes, this is also a micro level changes, because you cannot see when you put a prick and then take out the blood, you cannot see whether the blood is what is the effect of the terahertz water. But maybe in a long run, when you prick, probably because when the blood is slightly diluted, and then when you prick the water, your blood coming out will be much more faster and easier. These are all in long run. But here on the slide, what you see is the hydration of the water can be seen after drinking the water 15-20 minutes. You definitely can see it. Now, very, very important is, when you, before you resonate the water, please make sure it must be pre-filtered before resonating. And if at all, if you have a reverse osmosis or filtration system, please see to that if they should be added with minerals and resonate. Because recently also someone was asking me, I'm using a Covey filtration system. I said, definitely you should ask the Covey system. If it is a reverse osmosis, please ask them, is there a mineral content inside the water? Does it have a mineral filtration system wherein it gives you a minerals after the filtration system, and the water you're drinking contains some mineral? It should be, because now a lot of companies have changed over to add up on with the reverse osmosis a mineral content. And if you have an ionizer system, definitely you can use a pH of between 8 to 8.5 is good enough, but you can try with 9 to 9.5. It's up to you, because you already have invested for the machine maybe around 15,000 ringgits. So nothing to worry, just use this pH and then resonate the water. Definitely the see, basically you need to understand when you use ionized water, the frequency of it is between 53 to 55. That's the frequency of the water. So that means it's still water, but it can absorb, nothing to worry. But when you're making the water molecule much smaller, it's more easier. So especially if you're resonating the water for outside people, please be careful and see what kind of water they're getting, whether it's a pure filtered water or what, then only resonate. Otherwise, you resonate from your own home and then give it to them. And filtered river water or from any natural sources or bottled water from any reputed company shouldn't be a problem. But what you cannot do is do not resonate any water directly from the tap. And the source, if you do not know contaminated water with bacteria, please don't do it. And do not boil the water directly from the tap. This already I showed you, I told you. Now who can drink the water? Everybody can drink this water. There's nothing to worry about. All human beings and animals are eligible to drink as long as they don't have complicated. Now this is the glitch where we would face most of the time, you and I, when we meet every other person, they will have diabetes, they will have blood pressure, they will have heart issues, they will have gone for a bypass, they will have put a stent invariably. So that means you are in a town, you are dealing with a diseased people. Now when you are dealing with this kind of situation, the challenge is you need to understand that they also can drink the water, it's not a problem, but start with low amount, maybe around 250 ml to 500 ml. Let the body get adapted to the water first. So allow the body to so that is where you need to uh, tell them to drink less water in the initial stages of around maximum 500 ml per day, and then slowly increase it. But if there is a, like especially with cardiac, kidney diseases and other diseases, you need a proper medical guidance, and then you need to test the water. So you need to give them only half a liter of water initially, maybe for 1 week to 2 weeks, and then later on, if possible, slowly you can increase it. But all these challenges, if you are not a doctor, you will not be able to handle these cases, because anything goes wrong, they will blame the water and they will tell that this water is the one which created all the problem for me. It is not the water which is causing the problem. It is already the diseased body which cannot accept anything new. Why you go so far? Even one tablet you change and see, for them, the body will react. For example, your diabetes, you're taking one particular medication for 3 to 4 years, and the doctor will change another medicine. What will happen? Suddenly you will feel giddy, you will feel like vomiting. All this will happen. Why? Because when you change, your body will not accept it. Now, this is a bodily way of function. So you need to understand that children can drink the water, but always, whoever it is, start with low. Baby can be bathed, and you also can, bathe with this water. Is very, very good. So what do you need to know? You need to have the knowledge of what exactly you're doing. If you're talking terahertz water, please get the knowledge first. And this is where we are all here down there to give you all the information. And then definitely you need to be able to, you should have all the knowledge before you speak to the people. But the problem is, as I told you, we see a lot of diseased people. When you see a lot of diseased people, what will happen? They are more about the concern about their disease, that is there any benefit they can get out of the drinking the water. Definitely they are right in their own way, but you need to understand that how the water is going to help them, we do not know. But when you recommend them, just tell them that they need to drink the water from a lower quantity and then slow on increasing it, and try it for a 1 week to 2 weeks. And if they feel good, then you can start increasing the dose. And then, but by chance, if they have some issues, then definitely as a medical doctor, we are down there, we will be able to assist you to let them know that how to handle that. That is when we all will come. So what you do need to do is you take responsibility, and whoever is drinking the water should take the responsibility. As I told you very clearly before, negative minded people will look in for problems always. They will look in for complaining. So it's a little challenge for every one of us. But tell them whenever they are drinking the water, ask them to be in gratitude. Automatically things will change. So in the pursuit of cure, do not overdo things. And the best what we all do is we'll go immediately. Anybody you talk about terahertz, they'll go to the Google and then search. And some studies they would have picked up, and then they'll say terahertz, this terahertz, that. Yes, there are information, but we need to understand that the water by itself is a wonderful tool. A resonated water definitely with 7.6 to 7.8 frequency is very good for healing. So look for healing solutions for the body, mind, and soul holistically, and be connected to the right soul. Saying that, somehow I managed with the frequency for 1 hour. Thank you very much. And then thank you, George. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Madam Lee. And thank every one of you who are gathered here today. And I think today we picked up some beautiful information. I hope you all picked up. Thank you very much, and bless you in abundance. Loads of love from all of us from Terahertz. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prabhu. Wow, very good information and advices from you, and you have given us so clearly on the advice on drinking this terrace water. Yes, it is not a medical device. It helps, it enhance our absorption, but it's not a cure, okay? But it will improve, definitely will improve our health. Thank you, doctor. And I think there's a few questions here. There's somebody asked about your comment. Would you comment on the PFAS contamination in most of our country's water supply? And how can our terahertz device affect this chemical?
So what has that to do with the resonating water? The filtration system, you have to invest in a filtration system and then try to get the drinking water. Resonating device is nothing to do with that.
Okay, important is to get a good
filtration. See, these questions and all, they have to go and ask the government, why are you supplying this kind of water? But many times we cannot do anything because they are also, they are trying to give you the best of water possible, but what to do? Our pipes might be rusted, old time.
Yes, yeah.
We cannot do anything. So we have to just invest in a filtration system. I have seen houses using 3 filters, outside the house, 3 filters. That's how they get a little bit of clean water inside.
Yeah, that's right. That shows how they are so concerned about taking clean water.
Yes. No, especially when you are talking about drinking this water, Madam Lee, of course, everybody are concerned about the age of the person consuming this water. Now, when you look at the small babies, let's think of small babies. Now, what will happen is, if at all you want to start giving terahertz water to a baby, for example, you want to give milk, you're going to prepare, right? So what I would request you is, you need to definitely use 50% of terahertz water. That means 50 ml of terahertz water and 50 ml of normal water. You mix it up and then prepare the milk initially. Now, as you're giving this maybe 2-3 months, when you're giving this of mixed water with a normal water, normal filtered water, let the baby get adjusted to the water first. Because we don't need to give a high energy water for a baby. We don't need to. But we definitely can bathe the child with the terahertz water. Full terahertz water we can bathe. It's very good for the babies. But when it comes up to consuming, I would prefer start with 50-50 of this one. Maybe up to the age of 1 year, do this 50%, 50%. And then slowly, when you introduce the terahertz water in their drinking, then by the time they are 2 years, they should be able to balance with this high energy water. Definitely, this is very good energy. So your body system also will get used to it.
Yeah.
So coming back to, there was one question there, they were asking about a 16-year-old girl, I think leukemia, they were going for a treatment. So what I would let them know is, definitely drinking this water will help that beautiful child in terms of, giving the energy to the cells down there, number one. Number two, whenever you're talking about a chemotherapy or a radiotherapy, it is a chemical which goes inside the body. Definitely the aim of a doctor is not to injure the person, definitely not. But whenever we are giving that particular treatment module, there is some definitely little side effects will be there. Why you have to go so far? Take one antibiotic. When you're consuming antibiotic, your good bacteria is all killed, automatically it is killed in your intestines. So how? But That's the only way you can kill the organisms. You have to take antibiotic. You cannot avoid it. But after finishing the antibiotic, you have to pump in your body with a little bit of probiotics and help yourself. But many times people don't understand that whenever they are consuming antibiotic, when you take probiotics, it doesn't match actually. What will happen is it will kill everything. It will just destroy. So antibiotics are powerful chemicals. So here, when an antibiotic can do so much of damage, imagine a chemical chemotherapy when you're putting inside your blood to kill those cells, cancer cells. Definitely, there will be a lot of damage happening there. But by drinking the water, then giving the little bit child with a positive mental, positive attitude, a lot of gratitude, I think the process of the disease healing will be much, much better.
Okay. So Ong, I think about you want to watch the doctor's previous episodes, you can get it from the YouTube, right, doctor?
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
prepare it and put it across.
And someone also asked, he said, is Catherine Yang, I think doctor has answered your questions on can 6-month-old baby drink Tara's water, right? Doctor has answered that. And then he said, doctor, this Charles Sim is asking, can we don't filter the water first, but we boil it before resonating? Is that okay?
No, the question is, why do you want to boil the water? You want to kill the organisms, correct? So let's be very, let us be innocent. Why do we boil the water? You want to kill all the organisms, nothing else. You want a sterile water. That means clean water, basically no bacteria, no viruses. So if we can heat it up to 140 degrees to 200 degrees, definitely all the organisms are killed. Good enough. But how about without filtration? What will happen is your heavy metals are coming inside, your chemicals are coming inside. So when you are boiling that water, it is not at all a good idea to boil the water when you are having a lot of chemicals.
Okay. And Ng Ching Lee, he said, can I have the last 4 information? So I think if you go to the YouTube and then watch again Dr. Prabhu's episode, it will be there, and then you will be able to find the information you want. Okay.
They can just put my name there, automatically YouTube will open up for.
Yes, true.
And there's a person asking whether they can resonate the water and put it in the hot boiler. Of course, see, you want to make coffee with hot water, right? So what's wrong in just putting the resonated water in the boiling your boiler and then on it use the hot water? No problem at all. But if you're looking at the benefits of terahertz resonated water, definitely when you boil, it is okay. But still nothing like drinking a terahertz resonated water directly, isn't it? It's like, you go to the river and then try directly drink the water. It's so good one because the benefits of directly the minerals, everything from the well water or river water is much, much better. And resonated water cold is definitely a better one. But you can use it with a boiling container and then boil it and drink it and use it. No issues at all.
And somebody asked, how could we tell that the water has been resonated?
What? Water?
How could we tell that the water has been resonated?
That they have to ask the technical team of a terahertz company and then ask them, how do we do it?
Yeah.
Because they are the best people to answer it.
Yeah. So I think all of us who are using the terahertz device, after we resonated for 3 minutes, right? And then the machine will have the alarm. So I think that is one of the way. And if you're still not comfortable, there are a few experiments, right, that we can do to try out on the water.
No, the best thing I would tell is you take your resonated water, already prepared resonated water, and whenever there is a blood analysis going on, with AD and other people, everybody are doing the blood test, right? Just go and give it to the people down there and then ask them to drink the water and then see the blood changes there. Automatically, you'll know what. If the resonator is not working, the cells will be the same before and after.
Yeah. So somebody said, my whole family is drinking the water, and then even the grandchildren, the 2 years old, she also drink and it's okay for her. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. And I think that's all for all the questions. Yeah, I think that's it. The end for the question, the Q&A. Yeah, thank you so much, doctor.
Okay, here I am thinking of answering, and this particular person is asking me this question. Okay, this is today's experiment. Today I did this actually. In fact, this water I resonated in the jug 3 times.
Oh,
I resonated it 3 times, not 1 time, 3 times.
oh,
After resonating 3 times, what I felt was the water is very, very soft.
wow.
Very soft, very nice.
Mm.
But I resonate. I just tried today, but my mind was, so in fact, when you resonate it at least minimum 3 times, definitely the molecular structure is much, much better,
Mm-hmm.
more stabler. But of course, we are all in a hurry world. We want just 3 minutes and then we run.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 times
So
I resonated, the water is tasting and very soft.
that's good. And you're also trying out with the
Is very high. In fact, for me, if you ask my personalized opinion, after drinking this for almost 2.5 years, my sleep is just fantastic. Very fast I'll go to sleep and I have a fantastic 6 hours of good sleep and I wake up fresh. There is no issue with being active. So individually, we do not know. Maybe this particular person is overactive, overthinking, and suddenly when you drink this water, it'll activate you. So probably they just bring down the dosage of water and then slowly increase it, make it adaptable to them.
So I think Charles, I think doctor has answered your question. You were asking, can you over resonate the water? That means
Yeah.
for more than 3 minutes. I think that's
3 times is
really a
good.
problem.
It's really good. No problem at all.
Okay. I think okay. I think I have put up doctor's number there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have put it up there. Can
Hey, can a
somebody
14-year-old
asking?
drink? Yeah, see, 14-year-old or children below 18 years. See, the best way for a body to accommodate is you need to start with half a liter, 1 liter, 2 liters. See, for a 14-year-old, averagely around 50 kgs of weight or lesser than that, their drinking will be around 2 liters per day, average.
Mhm.
So slowly you can increase it up to 2 liters by probably in 1 month's time. And then after that, continue with the full 2 liters. No, shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah. So, Anne, I think doctor has answered your question. What is the amount of water a person recently diagnosed with aortic stenosis start and progress with?
Hey, definitely the instrument is made to resonate water, This is not made to directly resonate on the body. How can you use it for the body? That's where the blower has come in, right? Our terahertz company has come out with a blower. That means it's milder, can be used directly on the body. But this resonator, the water one, cannot be used on the body because they didn't manufacture for it. So please don't try all the wrong things and then finally something goes wrong and go on asking us what will happen. All will happen because 100% problems are there. We don't advise you to use it.
Oh, Krisa is giving the some advice. He said we have tried. I think resonate it more. For those who resonated twice, will usually drink before 2 p.m. I think there shouldn't be any problem, right?
So resonating more times. For example, as I told you, if it is 2 to 3 times you're resonating, it's only out of curiosity they want to do it, right? Company says 1 time is good enough.
Mhm.
But I have tried it for 3 times and the water is much softer and much nicer. So absorption will be much better. But what will happen is there are human beings out there, they drink water and all through the night they'll be passing urine and they'll say, I drank this water and this is the problem I'm facing. Now, this is where they need to understand their body first. As they are drinking the water, they know what to do. They have to balance it.
Mhm. So, and then Winnie is asking, he said, why is it my tongue always feel dry despite drinking an average of 2 to 3 liters of terrace water per day? And she says she has been drinking for more than a year.
Now, if you're talking about dryness of mouth, it's not only dehydration is a problem. There are other diseases also is a problem, like a lack of minerals. You will feel drier.
Yeah.
So we need to look at what is, if water is not a problem in drinking, please drink the water, number one. Number two, you need 80 minerals and trace elements for your body. Don't tell me that you're taking everything. And if you're having dryness, what is your age? If you are in the 50 plus, definitely you will have issues wherein you don't have nutrients. So they should think beyond out of the box. It's not just
Yes.
water alone.
Yes, yes, that not just focusing
Just
on the
not the
water.
water. Yes.
Yeah.
What's the nutritional
Also on
status?
the supplement, the amount of nutrients you're feeding your body with every day.
Yeah.
And then it said Chris Eng Chin Lee is asking again. He said,
Hey,
Doctor.
Nola, I don't want to answer all this. I have been explaining everything beautifully in the presentation. Once
Yeah.
again, they are coming back here and asking me the same questions. How can I answer the same? That means they are not attentive enough to listen to what I'm talking.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they can't be asking the same questions back here. I've already told them how many times you can resonate, what you need to do, what are the diseases. And once again, they are asking me for dialysis. See, these are all disease related. If they really want to know more about it, ask them to call me. I will talk to them. See, diseases handling is different. Dialysis, it's a different problem you're having. You're talking about a disease. Don't tell me you drink a 4,800 ringgit product you buy and then you get the water and then you're asking about a dialysis problem. It's a different issue. We need to understand that. That is when I will be able to assist them. If at all, if they want, they have to call me. I cannot be giving in the general platform here all the advice for diseases.
Okay. So, and then Susan said, I think the friends who live in Australia, can they resonate directly the tap water without using any filtration
I
system?
don't know. I cannot comment.
Because they say their water there is very clean. That I think it depends on those people who live there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, we cannot talk on their behalf. But if they feel the water is a very good, clean water, they can resonate it. We have no problem with that. They should be able to do it.
Yeah. May Quen has a very good comment. He say in the beginning when she drinks the water, it tastes salty. But now she says she feels that the water tastes good.
Sweet.
Thank you.
No, normally, no, very important. There is something which I don't know whether how many people have tried this. You just keep this terahertz resonated water, a glass of water. You will see that small ants, they'll be all coming and drinking the water.
Yes, doctor, yes.
Normal water, they won't, normal water, they don't. Whereas this terahertz water, you live in a place, you can see all this. See those small organisms, how much is the brain? Very small, isn't it? They understand the goodness of water. Why you and I as a human being cannot understand the goodness of water?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I also find there are lots of little very small ants. Well, they come and enjoy the water.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, doctor. And today, doctor remind, say, enjoy the serenity of the water while drinking it or consuming it. Yes. Yeah. Having a terrace water device is a blessing, right? And I think if we are able to share the terrace water with others would be a greater blessing. Don't you think so, doctor? So start sharing this amazing, healthy terrace water to your friends, far and near, anywhere, any parts of the globe. The company, once they place their order, the company can ship over to them. Yeah. So for me, I really thankful for this terrace water because during the water distribution to those needy and those sick, they after maybe the body they have been lacking, maybe they don't take enough water, so they have those sicknesses or what. But now after they have drink our terrace water, it really helps them. Like doctor say, it helps because the body get better absorption.
No, I want to share something here. In India, the water, what we get in India is a clean river water. And most of the people in India, they don't have filtration system.
Oh.
It will be a direct tap water. In my home, we used to just open the tap and then we use directly we'll store it and we drink it. But now what I did, after I took the resonator to my home in India, I fixed a filter. I fixed a filter, and then only I see even in the filter there is dirt in home. But all the while we were all drinking that. So now I have made it sure that they all have to have a filter if they want to resonate the water.
Yes.
So the same thing goes to Australia also. I think it's better if they have a filtration system and then take out the water and drink. Should be better lah. At least they can invest 200. I think 200 ringgits. They get a Panasonic filtration system. So in Australia it will be only 50 Aussie dollars. So they just buy one filter and then through that then resonate will be a better idea.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So I think we will end here for our Q&A.
Thank you. It's almost 1.5 hours.
Thank you, Doctor, so much.
Thank you.
For all your wonderful informations, and
anyway, I am taking
I really like all your advices.
No, I'll be taking off for 3 weeks from next week onwards because I'm going to India. I'm going after 2.5 years. I'm going home to see my parents.
I see.
So 3 weeks I won't be available. I'll come back and then join you all in June 3rd week. I'll be there.
Oh, so you're bringing the terraces device for them?
No, already I sent it long back.
I see.
2020, I already sent it to them. It's there.
I think they will be so happy to see you because seeing their son come back, getting younger, healthier.
Yeah, true.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
So I think we'll end here. We thank we thank you for tonight we have more than 150 over audience here, and I believe you really enjoy doctor's sharing. Thank you and good night.